At the end of 1989, the United States deployed 25,000 troops to Panama to dethrone the illegitimate leader and alleged drug trafficker Manuel Noriega. Noriega was the self-proclaimed maximum leader who controlled the Central American country through a series of puppet governments. The former ally to the states had turned against them, threatening to seize control of the canal and showing hostility to American soldiers stationed in the country. On December 16th, then-President George Bush ordered an attack on Noriega's headquarters in Panama City, with the intent of capturing him for extradition to the United States, allowing a more Western-friendly government to be installed. The equipment used during this campaign was the culmination of decades of preparation for a conflict with the Soviet Union that never happened. Throughout the 70s and 80s, America had invested heavily in military technology that had never been seen in combat until now. The invasion of Panama, or Operation Just Cause as it was formerly known, was the battlefield debut for the weapons that would go on to dominate the 21st century. The Apache AH-64 attack helicopter, M249 SAW light machine gun, and the Humvee all entered the battlefield for the first time in Panama. Another recent advancement was the introduction of the Personnel Armor System for Ground Troops, or PASGT. For millennia, militaries around the globe had used metal caps to protect their troops from shrapnel and blunt impacts. Helmets like the M1917 Brodie and M1 Steel Pot served through both world wars, made of simple steel bowls that weighed, in total, about 2 to 3 pounds. These designs weren't so different from the ancient Legionnaire helmets used as far back as the 4th century BC. Proving that helmet technology had been stagnant for generations of warfare. But all that changed with the emergence of Kevlar in the 1970s. The high-tech synthetic fiber finally allowed bullet-stopping capability to be built into a relatively light and affordable armor set. The United States was one of the first countries to adopt Kevlar with the PASGT armor system in 1983. It was comprised of a sleeveless, camouflaged, bulletproof vest and the first ballistic helmet to be officially issued. The PASGT helmet used 19 layers of Kevlar to provide level 3A ballistic protection, a rating that touts stopping power against common handgun rounds like the 9mm and .44 Magnum. But while the PASGT helmet offered real bullet-stopping capability for the first time, it came at a significant cost. A study conducted by the Army found that less than 10% of users were satisfied with the helmet. Like many first-generation products, it was plagued with poor ergonomics. Complaints included a weak chin strap design, inadequate padding, and reduced peripheral vision. The rim around the helmet was also flared slightly outward, and when combined with the lower portion on the back, it could tilt the helmet forward when going into a prone position. Not to mention, it also weighed noticeably more than the old steel caps, up to 4 pounds depending on the size. But back in America, helmet technology was evolving on the civilian market as well. The 70s and 80s marked the cultural rise of skateboarding and extreme sports, first in empty concrete pools, and then onto the sidewalks of Southern California. As the hobby grew, so did the need for protective gear. Pro-Tec was founded in 1973 to fulfill that very purpose. Their first helmet was a cutting-edge design featuring a polyurethane foam interior covered by a padded liner, all wrapped in a high-impact ABS shell with adjustable nylon straps. It represented a huge leap forward for the industry, being both lighter than a motorcycle helmet while also offering more protection than traditional leather bicycle helmets. While it did lack ballistic protection, the Pro-Tec design offered several important advantages over a typical PASGT helmet. Not only was it significantly lighter, but also easier to modify and mount optics. It came pre-cut with holes for ventilation that could also be used to run wiring or zip tie attachments. The chin strap system was significantly more comfortable. While early PASGT helmets had only 2 mounting points, which caused the strap to cover the ears, the Pro-Tec came with a 4-bolt system that offered better stability. It was also available in a high-cut style that left space around the ears so operators could wear communications equipment as well. Pro-Tec had given birth to the bump helmet, a helmet that lacks ballistic armor but is lighter, cheaper, and more configurable as a result. It quickly became popular among special force units who needed to design custom mounting solutions for night vision, which was easier to do on a plastic skateboard helmet than drilling through 19 layers of Kevlar. And since the PASGT only provided protection against handgun calibers, and not the 5.56 and 7.62 rifle rounds typically encountered on the battlefield, many soldiers felt that the extra weight of a ballistic helmet simply wasn't worth it. The United States invasion of Panama had come to a standstill by the new year. The Panamanian Defense Force quickly surrendered, but Manuel Noriega barricaded himself inside the papal embassy. As special forces surrounded the compound, a photographer snapped this infamous shot. It was one of the first time troops were spotted using Pro-Tec helmets in public, part of the kit worn by a Delta Force team standing outside the gates to the embassy. To drive Noriega out, a sound barrier was erected around the perimeter, speakers blasting American rock music at maximum volume as a form of psychological warfare. And on January 3, 1990, after days of listening to Van Halen's greatest hits on repeat, Noriega finally surrendered himself to custody, marking a victorious end to Operation Just Cause. Bump helmets are still common today, though they are now specially made for the military. The Pro-Tec remained popular until the Battle of Mogadishu in 1993, when a Delta Force operator equipped with one was tragically killed in action. The non-ballistic rated skateboard helmet immediately came under scrutiny for its involvement in the incident. As a result, the military began developing a replacement that would combine the best features from both the Pro-Tec and PASGT. That replacement ended up being two helmets, the ACH ballistic helmet and the MICH bump helmet. Both designs borrowed the 4-point chin strap attachment system from Pro-Tec, as well as the improved comfort and modularity, often featuring Picatinny rails or arc mounting systems. And although the US has moved away from Pro-Tec helmets, they can still occasionally be seen in service around the world. The Royal Thai Marines have been spotted in them, as well as Danish Special Forces. But it's expected that even these will be retired from service as advancements in material science make ballistic protection lighter and more affordable. If you want to get a Pro-Tec helmet to complete your airsoft kit, hit some sick kick flips, or just prepare for the end times, I've left an Amazon affiliate link in the description below. This helps support the channel and pay for my Wi-Fi so I can keep researching tactical innovations and weapon evolution. If that interests you, hit the subscribe button, and thanks for watching.